When the village was extended to the west, a new enclosure was built, parallel to the first boundaries of the settlement. It's an impressive stone wall, 2.5 meters thick and preserved here to a height of 3 meters. The flat stones that project outwards of the external side of the wall were most probably placed there to support the builders during construction. Actually, they could also be used by anyone wanting to climb up the wall, a remark that supports the idea that the enclosure wall had a more symbolic than practical value. The new entrance keeps the same axial location as the previous one. It is a very sophisticated structure, unique in Cyprus and the Near East. It comprises a staircase constructed in a massive stone structure against the enclosure wall. It is assumed that the narrow entrance, the tortuous stairway and the very well-preserved earthen coating on the steps preclude the passage of animals which were probably kept outside the village. Hence the built-up area of the village was really the territory of humans. This building is very particular. Even though its form is similar to other domestic constructions, this one was used for the production of stone vessels. This workshop, unique in Cyprus and in the Near East, is most important because it allowed to reconstruct the manufacturing process of stone vessels, one of the most characteristic activities of the Choirokoitia panoramic culture. Manufacturing hard stone vessels requires a precise know-how that only a few individuals were able to master. The shaping operations are indeed demanding in terms of time, skill and energy. Once the block of diabase has been chosen, it must be roughened, shaped and hollowed out with hammerstones. Finally, it is arborist and polished. As for its decoration, a relief pattern was created or conversely, was incised. The basic architectural element is a circular construction with a flat roof. The walls are made of stones from the hills and pebbles from the riverbed. They are built of 2 concentric rings, the outer one of stones and the inner one of sun-dried mud bricks. The collapsed earthen remains of a roof in a building destroyed by fire clearly indicate that the roof was flat and that it was very similar to Cypriot traditional roofing, layers of earth lying on reeds and supported by a wooden framework. The interior space of the structure is lit by the door and windows that let the daylight in. The windows are located in a niche, a sophisticated procedure which allows a minimum opening with maximum light entry. Located at the top of the steep north side of the hill, an area prone to erosion, the building tilted into the slope during its occupation. Part of its wall collapsed and was rebuilt. The building shows a special arrangement designed to overcome the constraints of the circular plan and increase the internal living area. 2 large stone pillars placed next to the wall support a loft, most probably used as storage space. The pillar appears to be inclined with the same angle as the inner side of the wall, resulting from the tilting of the building onto the slope. This proves that the loft was attached to the wall of the building. Like most of the pillars, it has a notch that would let light and air pass through it. The pillar may have been bedecorated with a red ochre painting, as evidenced in a well-preserved early building. The courtyard of a house was used for different activities such as manufacturing tools and objects and preparing food. The inhabitants' diet was mainly based on plants, cereals and pulses, and, to a lesser extent, on meat, sheep, goat, pig and fallow deer. Cooking was taking place inside the constructions. In the middle of the courtyard we usually find a grinding installation, which consisted of a large heavy quern fixed on a stone platform and a mobile grinding stone.